Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Tea Talk with Goodness Usman, your number one real estate talk show in Africa. And that's thanks to each and every one of you who keep watching every time we upload a new episode every Sunday, 4 p.m. GMT. Like I always like to say, that you all are the real MVP. Yes, my name is Goodness Usman, your beautiful host, the queen of Landlord Maker. Now, first of all, before we go right into the show today, I want to take this moment to say thank you once again to everyone who called me on my birthday, who sent me wishes in the comment section. Thank you. I appreciate every one of you. The ones who even went out of their way to send me gifts. Thank you. Money gives. Thank you. I appreciate everyone for that. All right. So, also, in the last two episodes, we've been doing the Ask a Lawyer segment, and I like the feedback I'm getting. Please keep bringing in your feedback. But most importantly, I need you guys to give me questions to ask this lawyer. The things that you need answers to. Now, some people now already have known these things, but then you just want to reconfirm it from the angle of a property lawyer. So send in your questions, please, and let's treat it in the next segment. Like I said, we won't be able to keep up the Ask a Lawyer segment every episode, but we will try as much as possible to have it twice in a month. But that's depending on you asking the question, because yes, we could research questions you guys want answers to, but it's better when you're the ones asking the questions and then I am here asking the lawyer. So yeah, start putting your questions out here. So let's get into the conversation of today. Shall we go ahead now and perform our ritual before we hit straight into the topic of the day? By the way, happy Sunday to you and yours. I hope you're having a relaxing weekend already. So this is the ritual. In case this is your very first time of coming across the show, we get comfortable watching this, and of course we want you to be relaxed in the process. So grab yourself a cup of tea, whether it is green tea or beverage or coffee, or a glass of water, a glass of wine, or a glass of freshly squeezed juice. Whichever one works your boat, please grab it and ensure that you're comfortable, like I said earlier. And the idea is we're sipping as you're enjoying this conversation. And be open-minded, because you're here to learn and also unlearn. Not big deal. It's just a conversation between two people. That's the way we like to take it. All right, so shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, I have my green tea right here. Shall we? Cheers to you guys. Whew. Oh my God. So refreshing. Now that is out of the way, let's go right into the topic of the day. So two things happened this week that I want us to have discuss about. The first one has something to do with Africa. So yes, during the week, it broke into the internet that Lagos State, their economy. Let me read it to you guys as the headlines took it. It said Lagos GDP hits 259 million US dollars, ranks as Africa's second largest city economy. Now let me just break that down. I know some of you have already read this news. You already know. You already heard this. Well, what we're going to be talking about it today is: did you just read it for reading's sake, or let's look at it this way. Is it just a news to you, or is a piece of information that you're going to run on with? Now, let's go back to the headline. The headline says that Lagos State economy is booming. In a long shell. Lagos State economy is booming, and it has done so well to the rate of $259 billion. Now, because it's doing so that good, it is now considered as the second largest city that is doing well in the entire continent, Africa. Like I asked, what is this to you watching me right now? I mean, you, who is an existing real estate investor, you, who is an intending real estate investor in the Nigerian real estate market, what is this to you? Is it just a piece of information you read and like, some people will even react. It's a lie. Where did they get the number from? What's the source? What's that? What's that? I mean, we should get the source. I know that is important because it's not every information on the internet that you just run with. Now, this was even, I'm running with the one that the Lagos State Governor himself, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, posted on this page, and then you have all the media outlet run with that, right? So, like I asked you, what is this to you? A piece of news or a piece of information? You know, when we say that information is power, I always ask, or I always say that it is only powerful depending on who. It becomes powerful rather depending on who. Because if you take a piece of information and run with it adequately as you're supposed to do, or let's put it this other way, if you use it, that's when it's powerful. But if an information is just an information and you don't do anything with it, it's not powerful. I'm sorry, it's not powerful. So I don't want you as a real estate investor to just read this as another news. It's not another news. It shouldn't be another news for you. It shouldn't be another piece of information for you. It should be an information that is useful, and then you can what? You can run with and use these numbers to your own advantage. Now, the economists in the house, put it in the comment section. Give us suggestion of how we can run with it as real estate investors or as generally the citizen of this Nigerian. Okay, whether you're based here or you're based abroad, it doesn't even matter. Because if you're based abroad, Canada, London, UK, US, Dubai, Europe, and all of that, definitely you're investing back home. So you should be interested in how well the economy of where you're investing in is. Now, this now brings us to this question of, people have been wondering, people have been asking for a couple of months now, if not for over 1 year now. And I know some of this question is brought out to some people politically addressing things that are not supposed to be politically viewed, or you're not supposed to view it from a political angle. Anyways, what I mean is, people have been asking, some people have been wondering rather, is Lagos State still a good place to invest in? And I'm like, I've always said it, it is. It has always been, and it will always be, as far as I think, right? And this also buttress my point. So, if you have the thought of saying you're not investing in Lagos State anymore, yes, it has a bit of know-how. You have to be extra careful when you're investing in Lagos and which part of Lagos. But I'm saying to you now, I'm here to send a reminder. Like, this is like a memo I'm sending out to you, reminding you to say, you see that the Lagos economy is booming so strong, and that's why you should keep positioning your investment in Lagos. Keep positioning your investment in Lagos, your real estate investment, position it right. Because if we break down this GDP, I am sure that real estate has taken a whole larger chunk of it. Right. Now, let me quickly read this caption to you guys. Governor Sanwo-Olu said, Lagos is not just growing, we are leading, meaning Lagos is leading, which is true. With a GDP of $259 billion based on purchasing power parity, PPP, we have cemented our place as an African's second largest city economy. This milestone is more than a number. It reflects the strength of our economy, the resilience of our people, and our city's role as a hub for investment, trade, and opportunity. Now, let's pay attention to that. Our city's role as a hub for investment, trade, and opportunity. I love those three words. It was carefully chosen in his caption, and I agree with it. Lagos remains a hub for investment, several investment by the way. It remains a hub for trade and commerce, and it remains a hub for immense opportunity. We used to say that Lagos is like a mini London for a lot of us who are not, a lot of people who are not opportunity to travel abroad. If you finish school in any other states in Nigeria, you just want to come into Lagos because you just have this belief that once you come into Lagos, you will make it. Now, I know there's a downside to that. I know we need to decentralize it. I agree rather that so that certain other things should be placed in other places so that the way is a commercial center for excellence and all the commercial hub can be, decentralized, help other states to grow and all of that. I agree. But present day, it is what it is. So you see why the migration into Lagos on a daily basis is increasing at almost an alarming rate, and why we have supply and demand. The demand is higher than the supply because of these three reasons: a hub for investment, a hub for trading and commerce, and hub for immerse opportunity. See, if you come into Lagos and you cannot find something to do and eventually thrive, it means you are an extremely lazy person, because in Lagos, the opportunity is endless. You will always find one thing or the other to do to survive by. And that's why we call it a mini London. Because if you survive Lagos, you survive London. Even if you go to London, you are just used to London. London is like a Lagos. It's like a senior brother of Lagos in a way. I mean, that's my own opinion. I mean, that's not my own opinion only. It's the opinion of a lot of people. I heard that a lot before I had the opportunity to travel and then visiting London over and over. I was like, nah, this is just a second home for most of us. I mean, aside the fact that we recognized by house and all that, but then, okay, all right. So he went on further, said economic indices like PPP, remember PPP is purchasing power parity, are crucial, right? They highlight real economic strength, competitiveness, and the cost of living advantage, from infrastructure to technology, tourism to manufacturing, and we are driving rather sustainable growth. So to be honest, the rate at which Lagos has changed in the last couple of years is quite interesting. Yes, maybe the changes we're looking for is not enough. We can always argue all of that. But I always say this, that we cannot deny the fact that so many things have changed. Some things are improving. Like when they said infrastructure here, yes, infrastructure, like, I'm not even going to come here and talk about the Lagos Calabar Highway now, not that. The Lekki-Epe Expressway, that road connection. If you don't live in Lagos, you won't understand it. But those of us that live in Lagos, as much as we can highlight the bad, terrible thing. By the way, human being, we just like to highlight the terrible part of Lagos, or terrible part of things. But the truth is, there are good part of things that we should still be focusing on. Not like one episode I did about being optimistic and being pessimistic. It's just a mindset thing. So I have seen this Lagos that I come to know and I've come to love from a background of a Northerner who lived all my life in the North, where the way we live in the North, or used to live in the North, even when I still go back to the North, I'm just like, nah, the North is always going to be different from the West, especially Lagos. Lagos is always on the fast pace. Like, if you snooze in Lagos, you got kids in Lagos, you're in trouble. You know that kind of, you cannot do, you cannot bear, you cannot shumato kind of, Lagos is always on a fast pace. Exactly. So Lagos has changed. It's changing. I mean, let's highlight these projects now. When I go into Lagos, there are places that are dreadful. Oshodi is one of them. Oshodi is very dreadful. You will always lose money in that Oshodi. You will always lose your phone. There's no way you go to that Oshodi. 2, 3, 4, 5 people are crying from theft, pet theft, and it was a pain. It was serious. But right now, with the bridge that was constructed, the way they cleaned up that place, the transformation. If you don't live in Lagos, you will not understand. You can live anywhere abroad and just say some things. But we that we are here, we know. Fine, it might not be so big for you. But it is still something, because the truth is, if everyone keep doing little, at some point, it will become an ocean. It's a single drop of water. It eventually becomes an ocean, right? And then we can name a lot. Recently, I had to go to a party in I think Abule. It was in Abule, about somewhere after Agege. Anyways, those areas. I don't know why I don't always remember the name of that area, but you have to go through Penn Cinema and then connect that place twice now. And then I was shocked how the Penn Cinema I used to know back in the days has changed. Oh my God. I had to park and I kept saying, oh wow. In fact, I regretted that I didn't have the drone bag in my car. I was just gonna fly the drone. Like, oh my God, the Penn Cinema Bridge has been done. I heard about it, but I didn't know. I've not gone there. And I went there, I'm like, this is way better. The navigation, is so easier now. Unlike the way it was before. The Penn Cinema we knew before. If you knew Agege those years, I'm not talking about people that know Agege 5 years ago. I'm talking about Agege 20 years ago. And that's me 20 years ago, that knew it 20 years ago. What about people that knew it 30 years ago, thereabouts? So projects like the Jubilee Bridge, okay? The Jubilee Bridge, I moved into Ajah before Jubilee Bridge. Right before my eyes, Jubilee Bridge was constructed. And that was not even this current dispensation. It was during the dispensation of the ex-governor. We all dread living in Ajah. If you live in Ajah in that time, you know what I'm talking about. It's a war. For you to go to work, those of us that work in Lekki, before we get to work, we will wake up as early as, it's as if you were coming from the mainland. It was war. But the bridge has just made life easier. Who remembers those? Oh my God. Who remember those days when we used to have those mansion roundabouts in every place? From Lekki Phase 1. Lekki Phase 1's entrance had a very big mansion. I used to call it a mansion as roundabout. I used to say that, who told them that it's okay to have this massive roundabout, that you can build like 4 mansions on that roundabout? You know, they had to remove all those roundabouts. I think at some point it got to the government, they got to realize that was one of the reasons why the traffic grid is so terrible. And then they removed it and replaced all of this Lekki Phase 1 roundabout. What do they call this other place? Immediately after the second roundabout, the third roundabout, the fourth roundabout, Jakande, Agungi, all the way to even Abramade. So yeah, you guys remember the big fish? You know, when they came and put that big symbol fish, it was like, excuse me, it was nice for me. But personally, I felt like you still put a big fish on the mansion roundabout. Remove this roundabout, it's crazy. Because before, it took major of the road. Half of the road has been taken by that roundabout. And then you just have two very narrow way where the cars can navigate. So it was causing serious traffic grid. But when they saw that, they looked into it, they removed them and replaced them with traffic light. The traffic junctions have cameras. It just made life easier. Now, if you don't live in Lagos in the last 5 years, 10 years ago, you probably don't understand. If you don't live in this island I'm talking about, that's on the island, you won't get what I mean. So what I'm saying is, let's highlight this thing. Let's not even talk about the train stations. Let's not talk about the red and blue light. And please, please, before somebody will not come in my comment section and be saying that somebody has paid you to Kinikon, please, this is just my opinion. I've said it before, I'm saying it again, I'm not a politically inclined human being. I don't share opinions politically. And this is me coming from the angle of being a realtor. Like if you ask me, all my experience about Dubai over the years, if I start to talk about Dubai, I will go on and on and on and on, because everything in life has one or two things to do with real estate. In fact, I dare say that everything that involves human race in the entire universe is centered around real estate. And that's why I love real estate. At every phases of your life, at every industry, at every businesses, at everything, every goals, every dream is centered around real estate. So yes, Lagos State is one place you should be investing in as much as possible. Now, rounding this up, I want to address and buttress this point again. A property was introduced into the market less than 3 weeks ago and it was sold out. In fact, it was really amazing, which is Lekki Havana, right? Lekki Havana and Resort, 3-bedroom bungalow was sold into the market, and was sold out at pre-launch price. In fact, they changed the pre-launch. The pre-launch price was supposed to be over end of March. Abi? They cancelled it and said 21st, which was, over the Friday, like some days ago. But it was sold out even before that Friday. What does that say to you? What does that say to you as an investor? Please, I like that I have some people who called me, who were still negotiating, we're still going back and forth, we're trying to, get on board. And before we could say Jack Robinson, they missed out on it. Few people got on board. Now, that project was sold out in about 3 weeks ultimately. Why am I bringing this up? I am using this to say to you, when you see a project that you really, really like, I've been saying this and I'll keep saying it, don't snooze on it. When I was referring to Lagos, Lagos is not a place to snooze on. Because the truth is, there is demand for a lot of these things and the supply is short. So imagine an estate that wants to sell over 400 or thereabout bungalows, and they have over 3,000 people interested in it. So it's like the fastest finger kind of a thing. When they do Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and they're asking you to phone a friend and you have a time, and time is going so please let this be a lesson again learned to investors, especially those of you who miss out. You should just take up it. I always say that when the property comes out on pre-launch and the offer is good, don't always assume that the pre-launch date will be the pre-launch date. That the day they told you that the pre-launch date will be over would be it. I was saying it with people as well. Then you don't wait, you don't relax. If you see a property coming to the market, you have checked the offer and it's okay with you, look for, if you have the resources, fine. If you don't, but you really, really are interested in it, look for the resources and key down. Just pay your initial deposit. And then every other plan follows. Because if you assume that you still have time, this is a typical example of if you snooze, you miss. Some people are saying, oh, what happened now? The pre-launch. They didn't even pass pre-launch. That property didn't pass pre-launch stage. Yes, the company is talking about maybe a phase 2 and all of that. The phase 2 obviously will not be that place. Or it might be somewhere around. I don't know. But as soon as I get the information about the phase 2, I'm going to introduce it to you guys. So it applies to deals, pre-launch offers, promos, like what Victoria Crest Homes is doing now with the 10%. They actually extended it. It was supposed to be, it was used to celebrate the International Women's Day. It's been on since 8th of March, but we didn't talk about it much. We were just talking about it privately. And then they extended it to 31st. It's still ongoing now. So if you don't get on board now, 31st will be over. But what I'm laying emphasis on is that sometimes some property is just too good. Some of us are just so fantastic that you can't afford to snooze on it. You can't afford to compare it to other deals. You can't afford to say, don't worry, that's the way they do. This is their pre-launch. They are wasting me. They will extend itself. That's the way this real estate company do. What if they don't? What if the markets rushed it before it goes out of their control, like this one? The market rushed it and it closed, sold out on pre-launch, which is fantastic. So I hope it's a lesson learned for someone watching me, and then you jump on the next offer. I'm not saying jump on the next offer and not do your due diligence. That's what I'm saying. But you should do your due diligence as fast as possible and ensure that you don't miss out on that offer. Yeah, other offers will always come into the market, but I always say that there are some offers that cannot, even though you see something else, it's always different. Yes, 2 offers can never be the same. That's what I'm just saying. So yes, we still have some properties selling right now in our portfolio, and they are still very good deals. In fact, there are some properties that are still selling in the market for a while now, and they're still very good deal. If the fact that a property has been in the market for a while, maybe for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, or maybe 1 year, it doesn't reduce the value of the property. In fact, his value is increasing as it's been there, right? So if you're looking to buy any property in Lagos, please, I'm encouraging you, especially those people who say, oh, I've sold my house, on Lagos. Now, if you have zoned your mind on Lagos because you have enough and you want to spread your portfolio across other states, that's good as well. I mean, I've talked about it over and over, encouraging you to invest not just only in Lagos, but not so you're leaving Lagos to go to somebody else without investing in Lagos. You have invested in Lagos, you should consider other places like Abuja, where we have City View, where we have Queen's Park and all of that. You should consider other places like Ogun State. You can consider other places like Oyo State, which is Ibadan precisely. There are fast-growing places you should sit on right now. You know, the Oluyole Resort, the Bounty Harvest, the Palms Counties, and likes of them. The MKHCT, and so many others. Right. So you have the opportunity now, you should do so. So thank you so much for watching this. So let me know, what do you think about this Lagos economy that is booming? Are you an economist? Can you further analyze this topic for us? I'm not an economist. I won't be deep as you, that is an economist. So if you want to share one or two things with us, please put it in the comment section. Please don't call me one-on-one and share it. Share it in the comment section. And this is because other people will also read and learn. There are a lot of people who don't comment, but they read and also either learn or unlearn as well, or just know what they already know. Just refresh what they already know. So please educate us in the comment section, and I'm here. I'll sit there. I'll be there with you guys. So I'm using this opportunity to wish you an amazing week ahead, and I pray that God will continue to guide and protect you. You're going out, you're coming in, you and yours, in the mighty name of Jesus. So yes, I'm in the business of real estate. Of course, I will be glad to help you go through the process of acquiring your latest property or your new property or your next property, whether it is in Lagos, it is Abuja, it is in Ogun State, it is in Oyo State. Yeah, very soon we're going to go to Brian Scott selling in Delta State. Yes, I promised you guys in the last interview I did. We're going to get to that as well, showcase it to you guys. But if you want to buy into it before we go, you can as well do that as well. So once again, I want to say thank you to everyone who have been very, very much dedicated, who have been follower on this show, who have been encouraging us to keep going on this show. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. To everyone who always comment on our posts, on our videos, thank you so much. You make the page very interactive. Thank you. We appreciate you. But most importantly, I always love to appreciate my clients more. Those that patronize us, those that send us referrals our way. Thank you. Please keep patronizing us. Keep sending referrals our way. Those of you that are yet to patronize, and you've been on this page for years, and you're getting value on this page, please subscribe and patronize us. You are subscribed, you have not patronized me. Why? You're getting value, and that's why you should be patronizing me. Your patronage is what keeps us going. Your patronage is what keeps my team and I going, and giving us the strength to keep going and serving you guys, looking for ways to service you guys better, and looking for ways to keep giving you good information and all of that. So like I said earlier, thank you once again. It's been a delight being here with you guys. I'm promising you guys I will do everything in my power to get that lawyer to be back here in the studio, and then we can have the next episode. But please also put in your questions so that I can send it to him quickly and he can treat them, and then we can shoot and be live with you guys. Please ensure that wherever you're watching me from, that you remain safe and awesome just the way you are. So I say to you, whoa!